Greetings, people of Earth. Welcome back. My name is Jax. And on this channel, we talk a lot about setting goals, about, putting in the work, doing the time, paying your dues, always striving to better yourself, all of that kind of stuff. Motivation, positivity, a little bit of spirituality, navigating the world as someone who is not conventional, who is LGBT or whatever you may be. But something that I've talked about a lot about is sort of the idea of like putting in effort and like working really hard and, that determination. But in some situations, you gotta just move on. So what I'm talking about is when I'm in a conversation with somebody, I'm a big people pleaser. I'm really trying to make them feel good, make them feel listened. I'm asking really involved questions. I'm listening to their feedback. I'm responding. I'm trying to be very positive. And sometimes when you're having a conversation with somebody or you're involved with somebody in any kind of relationship, you're doing all of the work. I've talked about this before, but I no longer think that you should continue putting in effort. I think a lot of the time when I'm having these conversations, I walk away and I'm left feeling exhausted, but also kind of like hollow inside. Like, why did I do this? Why did I put so much effort into a conversation with somebody who really doesn't care and is really not interested and will never be interested? I tend to do this a lot in my life in general, not just in conversations, but I will put in a lot of effort, even into relationships or into things that I'm not that actively involved in. And this gets very frustrating, especially when dealing with like not amazingly great friends or relationships and like dating. Like I will 100% be so invested in a conversation and be trying so hard, and I can just tell that the other person could care less, or couldn't care less. Like they are so uninterested, and I'm just going like, what is this? Like, am I trying to be liked? Am I trying too hard to be thought of in a good way? Am I trying to be the hero of the story? Like, what kind of ego trip am I on, and why exactly am I doing this? That's quite a long way of me saying that I don't think it's a good idea. I think sometimes conversations should just stay at that surface level, and you don't need to put in that effort. You don't need to care so much, because usually I care an incredible amount, and I care what other people think, and I care how they feel. And I think that's the good way to be. But when you're dealing with people who clearly just aren't interested and don't care, I think I really need to take a step back and go, I will let these people do what they would like to do. They are free to exist the way they want, but I do not need to try and win them over. I think that's what it comes down to, is in a lot of these conversations, I feel like I'm trying to win somebody over. I feel like I'm trying to encourage them or make them feel like I care, let them know that I care. And that's just dumb. That's not helping anybody. They don't care. I am putting in way more effort than need be. And that does take a toll. Like I think about like all the different people I see in a day, and when it's just surface level and you don't know somebody very well, it doesn't really matter. You can just, be courteous, be nice, see how it goes, all of that. But when it's somebody that you're actively trying to impress, like a new friend or a date or, I don't know, people you talk to in a day, why exactly are the people pleasers in the room trying to people please? Like, why are we trying to please? Why? What is the motive? Is it an ego trip? Is it to come off as this awesome person? Is it like a thing in your brain, like a story, like a narrative? Like maybe I have this narrative in my head that like, well, this is what you are. You're a golden retriever boy, and golden retrievers are supposed to be turned on all the time. Like not like that. They're supposed to be like turned up to 11 all the time. They're supposed to be super lovable and laughable and energetic. And like, I'm just doing that to fill the story and to be that golden retriever. Like, that doesn't make much sense, you know? So I don't quite know the motive of why I do this, but I can tell you that I am really going to try to stop, and I'm just tired of it. Maybe I just didn't have a good enough sleep tonight or last night, but I'm just tired of putting in so much effort into conversations or into people and not getting the same back, you know? And I'm not expecting to get the same back, but even if I could get half of the energy that I put out back, like if I'm 100 and I'm like, oh yeah, oh my gosh, that's so amazing. Like, I hope you really loved the bridal shower. Like, I thought it was so cool that you did this. I just want 50% back, you know, just care a bit, you know? But I feel like so much of the time I get nothing back. And it's like such a hit to my ego. It's such a hit to just feeling confident. It's such a hit to my feelings about how a relationship is going. You know, and like I've said this a lot of times, but I think the single most attractive thing that somebody can do while dating is just putting in the effort, you know, is just caring. And so many people can't do that because, you know, they have other options and they don't care. And, you know, you're just one of a million on the little dating app. And I don't know. It's a little bit pessimistic. I'm sorry. But I think it's much better to conserve your energy and your effort and to not do that, you know, because you can focus on the people that actually care and that actually will match your energy, or at least half it, you know. That's all I want. Anyway, sorry, it was a bit of a different episode today, but think of it this way. My positive message is that you are going to conserve your energy. You're not going to waste time on people that, you know, wouldn't put in the effort for you. And I think that will lead to a much better life, a much more positive life. And it doesn't always have to be this game of cat and mouse where you're trying to, you know, convince them to go and hang out, or, you know, like you're like, okay, I'll see you. I don't need you. And that's the fact, is you don't need these people that don't care. And they probably don't care for some stupid reason. Like, you can't take it personally. That's another thing I've struggled with, is I take everything very personally, and it's usually not personal at all. It's usually something's going on in their life and they're not in the right stage to be invested in a relationship, whatever it may be. So yeah, again, I'm sorry. This should have been like a much more positive, uplifting thing, but I think I'm just a little cranky. I haven't eaten yet, so. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. Let me know what you think. If you like the video, like the video. I've been told I have to say that now. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. I hope you have an amazing day, week, month, year, century, whatever you're having. I hope it's great. And as always, I will talk to you guys tomorrow.